Hey, everybody. Joey with Tactical Response and
Hello, Heather.
Heather with who?
Tactical response.
So we wanted to make this video today because you may have noticed that we have made some changes to the YouTube channel, right?
Yep.
Just as far as the name and some other stuff. And this is all coming from a specific goal in mind that Heather was talking to me a bit about earlier.
So basically, James, whenever we realized that he had a terminal illness and that we were going to be, end up taking over the company, with that came taking over the YouTube channel, because from the get-go, the YouTube channel was created to basically let people know about Tactical Response, what was going on. And James was the owner and creator of Tactical Response. And so with that, he was in most of the videos. He was the entire social media and marketing team for Tactical Response from 2010 until 2022. And in 2022, he got sick enough that he didn't really have the time or energy to put into it like he did. And so what we've noticed was a lot of people commenting like, you're not James, or, like, this isn't something that James would do a video over. And while that, may totally be true on some of those points, like, we are not James, and we could be as close to James as we could, but we're still not him. Like, trust me, if we could replicate him, we absolutely would, but we can't. And we are going to be different. And the channel is going to reflect that. And so basically, like, it's one of those things that if you followed this channel just for James Yeager and you didn't really take classes, but you enjoyed watching him, and, that's fine. You didn't have to come and train. You're totally fine to watch the channel and just enjoy James and his, big personality. Like, that isn't going to be here anymore. And if you want to not be a part of the channel because of that, that's fine. And it does not hurt our feelings, not one bit. You can unsubscribe, and, like, it's good knowing you. Sorry that I'm not your cup of tea. That's totally fine. We are not the same person. But, hopefully we will have people who do enjoy seeing Joey and me and Shelton and Jay and Tim and all of the people that we have come through here. If you actually do train with Tactical Response and you're not just somebody that watches the channel and you walk through the doors, what you'll find is that you don't really notice a huge difference here in the building, because, again, James was primarily the marketer and social media guy. He didn't really do a lot of teaching anymore. He did the travel classes because he loved going out west and traveling. But if you wanted to take a class with James Yeager, you paid extra, right? Like, that was on the schedule, was with James Yeager, and you paid extra money for that because he was too busy, because he was basically doing this full time. And so we do still have to have the YouTube channel. The whole point, like I said from the beginning, was to have people learn about Tactical Response, who he was, and what we were doing here. And he asked us to carry on that legacy. He thought he was put on this earth to train as many people as humanly possible. And it's really cool that he's still kind of doing that through all of us here at the shop now. Right? Like, we still have all the same guys training here for the most part, like teaching. We still have the same instructors coming that we've hosted for years now. And I mean, like I said, if you walk through the door, you would think that James was just on a road trip. You wouldn't even realize that he wasn't like, he wasn't here, So basically all of this is to say, like, we're trying to make it about the Tactical Response, like the whole crew and not just one person. And hopefully we have people that enjoy getting to know us and all the instructors here. And, if you kind of like us, because I think we're kind of awesome, then subscribe and follow along. Right?
Yeah. I think the big thing for me and for you guys out there is, when I first started teaching, I was very nervous because I know you may not have been able to tell from the live streams or anything like that, but I'm a giant nerd. Right. And so when I started teaching, I would talk to James about how that made me nervous. I didn't feel like I fit in or anything like that. And his biggest piece of advice was you have to be authentic. You have to be authentic because people are going to notice if you aren't. They're going to be able to pick up on that, and then nobody's going to want to have anything to do with you. So, as much like Heather was getting at earlier, as much as we would like to be able to replicate James or anything like that, if we tried to be James, we would fail.
Yeah.
And you guys would notice that. So every time that we do a video, we are being ourselves. So if you are interested in who we are and seeing our takes on the stuff that James has taught us and kind of continuing this path, that is our goal here. And that's why it's not a coincidence that it is actually, I don't know. Is it Tactical Response Crew now? Yeah, that's it's not a coincidence that we put the crew in the name of the channel, because we're going to have bits and pieces of everybody moving forward.
Yeah, and what you might notice too is that out of everybody here, their take might be just slightly different on certain things, but for the most part, like what we teach here is the same as it was whenever James was here. The only difference is like as time goes on and like new gear is made or whatever, right? Like there might be very small changes here and there that's made to curriculum just to keep it the most up to date as it possibly can be. And those changes aren't taken lightly.
No,
they're taken very seriously. Yeah. So
everything we do, we have to pressure test it in the shoot house. That's always been our rule. But we are always looking for new ways to improve. But again, it's taken very seriously. It's not something that one dude one of us instructors doesn't get to just like go to the Google Doc and change things. It is a whole process. But yeah, I mean, we're going to continue to change. We're going to continue to grow. And that would be true if James were alive.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely.
I mean, his thing was, he would say that if you go to train at a school and then you take the same class 10 years later and nothing has changed, that is a bad sign.
Yeah.
You know, because tactics evolve. The skills that you need to work on change, right? Like red dots weren't as prevalent 26 years ago, of course, like whenever we started, when tactical response was started, they weren't prevalent 10 years ago, really, as far as commercial use and everything. So, but now as more people own them and grow, and again, the skill set that you need to have if you're going to run one of those is different than necessarily than the skill set for iron sights. So we have to account for that stuff. So just using that as an example that we're going to keep on keeping on and do what we got to do to train as many people as possible. Yeah.
And I mean, it kind of feels like the video was long overdue, you know, but we finally just kind of took the time and was like, like it kind of needed to be said.
Right.
So, but anyway, if you are still subscribed and you enjoy watching this, like, thanks for sticking it out and continuing to watch Tactical Response just grow and evolve. Like, we appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to close it out this time?
Yeah.
Because I do it all the time.
Oh, okay. Well, guys, always remember that your responsibility to be ready for the fight never ends.